What's up guys, Jesse here, and this is the Bang & Olufsen Beosound A1, and it's probably the best looking, most expensive small speaker that you've probably never heard of. Now if you guys don't already know about Bang & Olufsen, they are a high-end audio company that makes some really expensive speakers and headphones, and at an MSRP of $250, the A1 is one of their most affordable speakers. And you may be asking yourself, what on earth makes this little speaker worth that much money? And to be totally honest, it's probably not, but there are some things about the speaker that really set it apart from the more affordable options. And the first thing that really stands out to me about this speaker is the design and build. So like I said, B&O is a high-end audio company and they're kind of known for having really clean, minimal Scandinavian design. And this speaker is a perfect example of that. It's a very simple circular design with an anodized aluminum grille on the top, a rubberized bottom, and a leather strap. There's also a really small LED indicator light that fits right into one of the holes on the grille, and it'll change color to let you know whether or not it's charging or it's low on battery or anything like that. On the side, you've got some buttons that blend surprisingly well into the rubberized bottom, and you've got pretty much everything you need. A power button, Bluetooth pairing button, and a mic button for Alexa support, which yes, it does connect with Alexa, and the media controls for play, pause, and volume up and down. And even though the buttons are hidden under a layer of rubber, they're actually surprisingly tactile, which I was really happy to find out about. And the last thing on the body of the speaker is the USB-C charging port. The strap, I believe, is genuine leather, so it should be pretty durable, and the toggle on there is made out of the same anodized aluminum as the grill. Build quality wise, it feels really nice, and you can definitely tell that they put premium materials everywhere they could. It weighs in at 558 grams, which is pretty heavy for a speaker of this size, but it's not so much that it feels bulky and I wouldn't want to take it with me. So overall, with the look and feel of the speaker, I pretty much have no complaints. I got it here in the black anthracite colorway, and personally I'm a big fan of the way this thing looks. But even though I like the design aesthetically, I feel like practicality wise it's not the best. Like the rubberized bottom definitely feels like it could stand up to some abuse, but the top anodized aluminum seems like it could get scratched really easily. And I wouldn't really be afraid of this thing breaking from an impact or something like that, but I do think it would be a lot harder to keep this thing looking new than other speakers. And even though this is a small speaker, just the way they designed it, if you place it on a desk or a table or anything like that, it just takes up like maximum surface area. And if you have a pretty cramped desk like I do, then it's pretty hard to find a place to put it. And even though I'm glad it has a strap and it makes it a lot easier to carry it around with you, if you try to play music while you're actually carrying it, then the speaker will just flip around a bunch and it's really not the best audio experience. Like even though they advertise this as a 360-degree sound, it's not really, it's more like 180. And that's probably my biggest peeve about this speaker. Like they advertise this as a 360-degree sound because if you place it on a table or like a flat surface, then everyone around it should be able to hear it pretty equally. But the sound is clearly the best if you just tilt the speaker and face the grill head on. It's like if you took any unidirectional speaker and just laid it on its back. Like it's not really that big of a deal, I just feel like it's such a cop-out to call this 360-degree sound. And while we're talking about sound, this speaker is powered by a 3.5-inch woofer and a 3/5-inch tweeter. And I feel like as far as sound quality goes, this speaker is good, but it's not really anything to write home about. Like for the size, it's not bad, but again, like I said, it's not really anything that's gonna blow your mind. The max volume is about what you would expect for something of this size. The bass I feel like is above average for a small speaker like this, and you can definitely feel like a little bit of that sub bass action going on. If you hold the speaker while you're playing a song, then you can definitely feel it like vibrating every time it hits the low notes. I feel like the level of clarity on this speaker though is where it really shines. Like vocals come across crystal clear and there's a surprising amount of instrument separation. So sound quality wise, you're definitely not going to be throwing any parties with this. And I think this speaker is more for people who care about sound quality rather than max volume or bass. B&O also has an app that you can change the EQ of the sound, and it's a pretty weird EQ. Like, instead of the regular curve adjustment, you get to choose between bright, energetic, relaxed, and warm. Now personally, I don't really like to mess around with EQs because I feel like there's only so much you can do with software, but if that's something you're into, then it's there. You can also pair two of these together as a stereo pair, which is pretty cool, but I wasn't able to test it because I only have one. The speaker also features 18 hours of continuous playback powered by a 3000 mAh battery. It charges via USB-C and will go from 0 to 100 in 2 hours and 45 minutes. And I found those numbers to be pretty accurate. And obviously, if you play this at max volume all the time, you're gonna see those numbers go down. But I've had the speaker for a little under 2 weeks and I really haven't had to charge it. Funny note about not this speaker, but the first gen one, is that on their website, it originally said 24 hours of battery life for the first generation, which was just like a blatant lie. When people started getting it in hands, they were getting more like 2 to 4 hours of playtime, which is pretty bad. So once the Gen 2 released, they changed it to 4 hours at typical listening volumes. And that's not really relevant to this speaker, but I just thought it was funny. The A1 Gen 2 also has a triple mic array, which makes it compatible with Amazon Alexa, and you can use it as a speakerphone. And it's IP67 water and dust resistant, which gives it protection from full submersion, so that's pretty cool. So at the end of the day though, is this speaker worth $250? And like I said at the beginning of the video, no. You can definitely find better sounding, louder speakers for much less. But I feel like the combination of really nice design, super nice materials, and a really decent sound makes it really attractive to a certain type of customer. Like, this speaker just screams classy, and if that sounds like you and price is not the most important thing to you, then maybe give the speaker a look. But I feel like if you're like most people and price is a pretty big consideration and you definitely want to get the best bang for your buck, I don't think this is it. Anyways, that's all for this one. If you guys still have any questions about the speaker, then just leave it in the comment section down below and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Remember to smash that like button, and if you enjoy content like this, think about subscribing and hitting the bell so you don't miss anything. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace!